Welcome back to Stories from My Life. Part of the story is that I'm back in Hudson, Ohio. The last lecture was from Brazil, my university where I was teaching for the last month. What a great time, great students. I love it. My intro to world religion class and that I do with Kent State, and it's a great program. And but I want to pick up in my life story. I left off. I talked to you in Brazil about India on a one-way ticket. How we left for India, looking for yoga in the yellow pages. Determined to go to India on a one-way ticket, picking up the visa in the Indian embassy and meeting Swami Satchidananda's secretary. What an amazing intervention and fateful event in my life. But you have to put yourself out there to receive it. So there I was. We were doing it. I wanted to just simply tell you as I pick up on this trip, and this is part of what we'll be talking about now for the next couple of lectures anyway. And that is that before we went to India, we actually left for Europe. The plan was to take advantage of the summer. We finished at Cornell University in May, and Susan and I left for Europe first. We were actually spending some time getting ready to meet Swami Satchidananda in India. We left for Europe. I bought a $200 used car, a Renault. It was the rear tires kind of kicked in a little bit. They were, but it was and a tent. And we did Europe on a $200 car and a tent. And boy, and we had a great time. The plan was to well, what really happened, maybe a little old-fashioned for some of you. Our parents were upset that we weren't married. Susan and I were traveling. Our concession to the parents was that we would go to Europe and then they could plan a wedding. Susan's parents could plan a wedding and we'd show up for it. So basically what happened is we came back in September, about a month before our October 25th wedding. And so we showed up for the wedding that the parents had planned, and off we went the next day to not India. We still had 2 months to spend. We were going to spend some time on the way to India and Israel anyway. And so we went to Israel first and spent time on a kibbutz. A kibbutz is a collective farm. It is an agricultural community. I worked in the bananas. What an amazing experience. And one of the biggest teachings that I want to share with you is this issue of the Sabbath. When you work in an agricultural community and you're working from sunrise to, well, mid-afternoon, because that's when the heat of the day, so you try and get as much work done in the morning as you possibly can. And someone comes along and tells you to take a day off. My take on this was one of the revolutions of Judaism. That in an environment where survival is an issue, where you're eking out a living from challenging land, and someone comes along and says, take a day off, you'll be better for it. It's counterintuitive in a survival situation. The power of a Sabbath, boy, you end up in one of those situations and you look forward to Saturday. Friday night, they set out a great meal in the community dining hall. There's tablecloths, which we don't have during the week. It is special. I understand that commandment. Boy, that was one of the single biggest teachings in Israel. The teaching of the Sabbath, looking forward to it, in effect, treating it as holy. So from there, we would go on to India. But in the next talk, I will tell you about negotiating for sheepskin coats in Jerusalem. Have a great day. Blessings to all.